you will take on the role as captain of the mighty battleship Hyperion, commanding an elite team of Valkyries in battle against the Honkai, and embarking on a journey to save the world.
I can tell the developers put a lot of love into making sure that this game was refined and fun. The art style is an eye-catching sci-fi masterpiece taking great advantage of the hardware available. That's not my review, but the person's not wrong. So after taking advantage of YouTube's new community post and running the poll and seeing what you guys think about mobile games, I decided I'm going to move forward with this decision of covering mobile games. As the slide said in the beginning, if you guys don't want to watch mobile games, if it truly offends you, then I don't know why you're this far into the video. Unless it's that you don't really care for mobile games, but you want to watch my content anyway. Well, then it doesn't apply. But if you're the type of person that gets sour seeing anything mobile, then these videos will not be for you, and I'd rather you just not watch them. When it comes to a game, no matter the system, no matter the genre, the number one make it or break it for me is optimization. How does the game run? Is it smooth? Because honestly, there are a million games out there that would be close to 10 out of 10 in my opinion, but they become 2 out of 10s just because of how poorly they run. I'm playing this game on an iPad Pro, and it runs so smooth, the gameplay is flawless. And as you guys can see, it has anime-themed stylized graphics rather than trying to be the next Unreal Engine 49. If you know me, if you have been here on the channel for a while, you know I love these kinds of graphics. I love this art style. You mean anime, you fucking weeb? Yeah, that's what I mean. Now before I go talking about the different things that this game has, I want to actually explain my experience with the beginning, my first impressions of playing this game. With every mobile game that I've played so far, the tutorials and the introduction is always kind of overwhelming. They just bombard you with, you click here to do this and you click here to do that, and this game definitely does that. But one thing that I do respect is that it has a very clean UI. It's not super clustered. Even in the hub, it's easy to find your way around, and once you're actually in the battles and the gameplay on the missions, the UI is so spaced out, it's so clean, it doesn't feel like it's ruining your immersion or getting in the way of your gameplay. But you do have this AI, you do have this NPC that gives you all the tutorials, your tour guide. And what I do like is that she always makes these cheeky comments, so it's not such a bland tutorial. It's kind of funny, kind of cute. And most of what they explain does seem a bit overwhelming, but eventually you get used to it because there will always be notifications on the hub letting you know that a weapon can be upgraded or that your Valkyrie can be upgraded. And you guys are going to say, well, what's a Valkyrie? Valkyries are the characters that you actually play in this game. From what I see so far, there are no males in this game, so this is purely a waifu simulator. So you have different Valkyries, and it seems that there are 4 different Valkyries to choose from, 4 different characters, but they come as different builds, different types that you can unlock. How do you unlock them? Well, some unlock through the story, but some unlock through the gacha system. Now by gacha, we mean RNG, we mean the lottery where you gamble, loot boxes. But don't get scared because there are many ways in this game where you do earn credits to buy the loot boxes. And in the review that I showed earlier, I don't know if you guys actually got to read the whole thing, but the person was right. They explained how this game kind of seems to reward you a bit too much, and it's kind of overwhelming how much they hold your hand and how much they give you gifts and stuff like that, because you get a lot of rewards, and I'm not complaining about that because it allows me to get the same items someone who has cash can get if I don't want to spend money. On top of that, I actually pulled a rare Valkyrie out of one of the boxes, so it goes to show that you can get good stuff even without spending the money. The game does have a story mode. It even has little cutscenes and dialogue that happens in between, and reading it is sometimes pretty funny, but you can also see that there is some type of serious story going on here. Now, I haven't completed the whole entire game, but playing a few hours, I can definitely sense that there is a story there, and there's a lot more of the story to unlock and progress through as you play this game, and I'm looking forward to it. When you go on a mission, you select 3 Valkyries. Now, you can choose the same Valkyrie if you have a different build of that Valkyrie. The game runs on 3 different types, being Mecha, Creature, and Psychic. Each type has a weakness and each type is stronger against another type. Each different character has a playstyle, but if it's the same Valkyrie, just a different type, then they most likely play the same but have different abilities. Now, when you first play the game, you'll notice that the combat system seems pretty simple. It's mainly just evading and smashing one button. You can perform combos though, which I was kind of surprised about, which is how you smash the button or how you tap the button. You double tap and then hold for the 3rd attack, and it actually changes up the combo. But as you progress in the game within, I don't know, even the first hour, you unlock more skills and more special abilities. And later in the game, you find out that you can upgrade and customize these abilities to do even more. And once you progress and unlock more Valkyries and you're able to form a whole team, a whole party of 3, you then find out that switching between Valkyries during missions is not only important, but it's badass. These Valkyries can combo with each other. So maybe you'll be using a creature type Valkyrie to fight off the enemy that's weak against creature. And after destroying those enemies, you switch to the mecha type Valkyrie because you're fighting off creatures that are weakness to mecha type. But there also comes time that you'll launch a creature into the air and you'll have a Valkyrie that you can switch to that combos that when an enemy is in the air, she'll come out, toss them in a whirlwind, and deal extra damage. And this game does not hold your hand as far as auto attacking, which is something I absolutely hate, unless it's a game that would require your whole entire life, something that makes you feel like a slave to the game. Then I can understand why they have autoplay in the game. The missions are quick, fun, exciting, and the combat is badass. Now I said quick, but there are harder difficulties that you can unlock. I haven't tried that yet because I'm just progressing through the main story on normal, but those missions might be a lot harder and might last much longer than the normal mission. Who knows? There's also a lot of customization in this game where you unlock weapons that you can upgrade and evolve into even more badass weapons, and they do show on your character. So in battle, weapons and upgrades actually do make a difference. They do change the look of your character. And then there's also other characters you can unlock who were said to have fought against the Honkai in the past. You can equip 3 of these on your characters, and what they do is they add different stat points. Some of them are rare. Usually the rare ones will add a lot more effects, and usually the basic ones will add nothing but stats. You'll unlock these throughout the story, but you can also unlock them through the supply boxes. And like I said, you don't have to spend cash because the 1 million achievements do grant you these credits, and also you get some of them from the story. And even these will add little tattoos on your character's back, which is pretty interesting. There also seems to be a costume system in the game, but I kind of want to get this video out as soon as possible because I haven't uploaded in the last few days. So I haven't experienced it yet, but I will mess around with it and update you guys in the comment section once I do find out about how the costumes work. But there seems to be even more customization with changing the appearance of your character. There's also co-op in this game, and during missions you can take on other players that you have met, although it's not them controlling the character, it's more an AI version of their character. But this helps you with boss battles. It even has a base building mode to it where you can send Valkyries on missions to get you different resources, and you can also upgrade these different parts of your base, and I haven't unlocked all of them, but this just goes to show you how much depth this game has to it. Now, are there any problems that I've had with this game? Not really. The one thing that I can see that could end up being a problem is the energy system, but if you've played a mobile game that's not really an MMORPG, then you are familiar with this. And for me, I feel like my energy is always full, but maybe this is because I'm just early on in the game, and I think it replenishes upon leveling up. And then also that the missions that I've played so far kind of feel very narrow and linear, which being linear isn't really a problem, but the area in which you fight does feel very small, very short. There have been areas where I have been able to run from a different spot of the map to the end of the map, so there's kind of like 3 locations in the map, but still the fighting area where you actually are killing creatures feels very small. During the beginning of the game I was like, oh, if it's going to be like this the whole time, that's going to be shit. But it did get better, so maybe it's going to get even better as I progress more through the game and discover bigger levels or mazes, and then maybe I'll even end up complaining about how big the levels are. But as a first impression, only a few hours into the game, the maps weren't the biggest thing in the world. But even though the areas are tiny, the combat really makes up for anything this game is lacking. For a mobile game, this combat is just so badass. It's probably the most badass mobile game I've ever played, or at least when it comes to the animations and impact of your skills, and the fact that you're in full control and not having some game autoplay itself. And the voice acting is on point, as you can expect since it hasn't been dubbed. But you know, I have no problem with dubs. It's just when a game comes from South Korea or Japan, I don't mind them keeping the original voices and just giving us English text. So would I recommend this game? Hell yes, if you're looking for something to play on the go, if you're looking for something to put tons of hours into, if you love anime waifus, lots of customization as far as skills and an in-depth system, this game is for you. And if you're just looking for a good beat 'em up hack and slash game, I'd recommend this game 100%. So if anyone else is playing this game, let me know what you think about it and what Valkyrie do you main. If you plan on trying this game out, cool, let me know how it goes, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. See you soon, friends.